Hey guys, it's 2017. How exciting is that? Kind of scary actually. I'm not gonna lie. But does anybody else get super excited to pull out their new planners and like chunk the old one? So I now have a full January calendar, so I want to go through with you and show you my proposed plans of the month. Alright, so if you can't guess, it's not really 2017. I shouldn't lie to y'all. I'm recording this before then because I want this to come out on January 1st. So, if you watched my December 2 updates, clearly I'm not any farther along on my 12 days of Christmas from that video because I just recorded it. So, this is where I'm at with my 12 days of Christmas. And if you watch that video, you will know that I did not, the week before Christmas, work on the lace border. I didn't, because these guys were being mean to me, and leading up to the first day of Christmas, like, I just didn't have time, and I started it one day late, so that's why I'm behind on my days, but I'm hoping with this 3-day weekend, I'll get caught up. So, 12 days of Christmas goes from the 1st. On the 1st, I should be on square 8, so in a day and a half, I should be on square 8. 8 maids a milking. I don't know if that's going to happen, but by the end of the weekend, probably, because I have Monday off. So, 12 days of Christmas goes through to the 5th of January, and that's whenever you should have the 12 days done. I'm hoping to have the entire center done, and then at some point this year, I will work on the border. At some point. Obviously after May, because y'all know I have my calendar scheduled through May. Why do I do these things to myself? Have we figured out a reason why yet? Or are we all just kind of sadists to ourselves? I haven't figured it out. So, on November 6th, oy vey. On January 6th of the new year, wow, guys, I got told that I could leave early from work, and then I took a nap. That's what happened. All right, for New Year, New Start, which should be on the 1st, but it's not because I'm doing 12 days of Christmas, so I did it the next earliest day. So the 6th through the 8th, I will be doing New Start, New Year, and I'm going to be working on Hillscape, and this is the pattern from Far Away, so I'm sure you can count all that. It's by Stitchrovia, and it's a very small, simple pattern. It's of like these little hills with some trees and a little air balloon, and then like a sun or a moon or whatever you want to say it is, and a cloud, and a little tiny house. It kind of reminds me, because of the air balloon, kind of reminds me of Arizona, which Emma Congdon is a British designer, so it's probably not meant to be Arizona. Or, not Arizona, New Mexico. Alright, but I'm going to be doing that on 14 count white Aida. And these are the beautiful colors for it. So I have, you know, some greens, some dark greens, it's a light green, a white, a gray. Ooh, hello. Then we have like a teal, a pink. I never do this. Why am I doing this? Blue, red, and a brown. I never just sit here and show you all the threads. I think it's because I don't have a color picture of the pattern, that or I've randomly decided within the last 5 seconds that I'm going to do my videos different from now on. Whatever. Hillscape. And if you watch my, like, kind of proposed 2017 plans, you know, with gaps everywhere. You kind of have an idea of what's already in my calendar for January, but I did fill in some spots, so it's not all repeats and things that you've already heard. But you also, whenever I went through that on that video, you didn't get to see the fabrics or the patterns. So, treat for you today. I'm like in a sassy mood today, guys. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm always in a sassy mood, so I don't know why I'm apologizing. On the 9th, I am going to be doing Whimsical Winter because I really liked the idea of every month of the year being broken down into its seasons. I thought that was really fun. So for Whimsical Winter in January, I'm going to be working on Gingerbread Lane. And this was one that we kind of took a poll on Stitchmania, on the Stitchmania group in Facebook. Guys. All right. If you're unfamiliar with Gingerbread Lane, it is an advent calendar that the Frosted Pumpkin came out with. And it has like the little Noel house. And then it has this little Merry Christmas house, which that's how much I got done the first time I started it. And I just didn't like the fabric that it was on. And then it has this little ho 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 house with no Santa. Oh, his feet are in the chimney. And then down below you have little children playing and throwing snowballs with a penguin and an ice rink and a snowman. And there's a little advent calendar down below. I'm not going to do the advent calendar because I just don't like that part of the pattern. So I'm going to leave it off. But I have all the colors. And the great debate was, am I going to use Crystal Splash or Crystal, oh, what was that fabric called? It was a darker one. But overwhelmingly, everyone said that this would look really good on the Crystal Splash. So that's what I'm going to be using. This is 14 count. And this fabric is just absolutely really gorgeous. And I think the colors are really just going to pop on this fabric. And I saved, oh, Midas, I think. No, that's the gold one. I don't remember the name of it, guys. But anyways, it was a darker blue. I'm going to use that one for Voyage later. But it's a bunch of really bright pinks and teals and like some reds and oranges. Really, really, really gorgeous colors. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be restarting Gingerbread Lane because I got so far on it the first time. No. But that's going to be from the 9th until the 14th of January. God willing. The 15th is Color a Day. I'm doing Color a Day. It's on the 15th of every month. And this year's color of each month theme is birthstones. So January is Garnet, which is red. So I wanted to work more on my Victoria Sponge whip because this has been a whip for forever, and I absolutely love this pattern, and I really just want to finish it. And that's a safe needle attached to a thread. All right, but there is a, oh, and the, I'll put you back. There is a lot of red in this pattern, so that's why I wanted to pull this out for Color of the Day. Because there are lovely reds and like berry pinks, which I changed the color of this bowl. And you know why? Because I thought the bowl was hideous. But that was also before I knew that this pattern of bowl is a famous pattern of bowl. And the original color is that hideous brown on brown color. So I made my bowl a little bit more colorful, but it'll go better in my kitchen whenever this is done. So don't hate me too much. But this pattern is absolutely huge. It is the Victoria Sponge recipe pattern. Clearly, I have a lot left to do on it, but you know. All right, so there's that, and I'm going to work on that for Color a Day, and then for day 16, I didn't have anything, so I decided to, and if you watch my other video, in between the color a day and the new start every month on the 17th, there's just the 16th that just sits there. So I decided to make my own category titles for the 16th of every month. And for January, it's called Let It Whip. And so I'm also going to work on Victoria's Sponge because you have to mix things. And it's a whip. All right. 17th is new start of the month because it's 17th in the year 2017. Get that? That's really kind of clever, isn't it? So I'm going to start my Great Britain sampler, also by Stitchrovia. This year, you're going to see a lot of Stitchrovia patterns because I went crazy whenever I first found cross-stitching again a couple years ago, and I have a whole bunch of her patterns, but then I discovered Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery a year into that, and I've been stitching pretty much nothing else but Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. So I have all these Stitchrovia patterns, and I haven't been working on them. So this year there's going to be a lot of Stitchrovia in the mix. This month especially. So Victoria's Sponge is the Stitchrovia by Emma Congdon. The Great Britain Sampler is a Stitchrovia pattern. You can see there were some colors that I didn't have in my boxes because they're in other whips. I have so many whips. This is so ridiculous. Why am I starting all this new shit? I just don't understand it. But my Great Britain sampler is going to be on this 18 count brash. And this is the 18 by 27 piece. So this is the 1/4 of a fat yard. But it's a really nice brown color, which I think will look quite nice. And I think this page has, these are all the colors. Look at this. But this is the actual pattern itself. See how close I can get that in there for you. Look at my cuticles. They are horrible. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time, but I couldn't find fabric that I wanted to use for it and all that. Something that I really like about her older patterns is, one, I just like how her patterns are broken down. Like, this is, like, huge. But it's just, like, it's all the symbols, and it's just really easy to read. I usually get a fair amount stitched on her patterns. Some of her newer ones, though, now have, like, back stitching and all kinds of craziness. I don't think they would be as quick, but a lot of her patterns are really super quick to stitch because they're really, most of them are typography. I just love her patterns. So I'm going to be working on the Great Britain sampler, or I think it's just called the Great British Sampler. So I'm going to be working on that for my new start, and I'm going to work on that for the 17th through the 19th, so 3 days. But that's going to come out again this year a couple of times, so it'll take me a while. And another thing that I talked about in my preview to 2017 a couple weeks ago, a couple videos ago, was once a month I'm going to have a weekend whip where on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I work on a whip out of my pile to hopefully get it to go away or soon go away. So because I already have Victoria's Sponge out in this month, I'm going to bring it back out again the 20th through the 22nd for my weekend whip, because I feel like I'm going to get excited to be working on it again. So I wanted to make that my weekend whip because I'm probably going to want to work on it some more. Then I did decide to sign up for one of the stitch-alongs this year. I'm going to do the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Happily Ever After. So I already have my fabric for that. I did buy my fabric separately, and I did not get the kit. I did order the PDF, and obviously I got the needle minder because who didn't? But I got the right fabric. This is Helix, and it is the 14 count, the 1/8. But I did not want it with the shimmers, so if you can see, mine is not shimmery. And that was mainly because I did not get the Once Upon a Time. Actually, I dyed my own fabric for the Once Upon a Time. But my Once Upon a Time is not sparkly. My Classic Stories is not sparkly. So I didn't want this one, the third piece in the collection, to have sparkles because I'm OCD. So I got my Helix fabric without sparkles. So I bought it separate by myself. And I already have all the threads in there. And it's in my panda bag from HCats Crafts, which I pre-ordered one of the Gilmore Girl bags. So I'm pretty excited. I'm waiting for that to come in. Ordered at the beginning of December. But with Christmas and stuff, I don't know. I'm so excited to get it though. So that'll be a really fun unpackaging once that gets here. But I'm going to work on that from the 23rd to the 28th. And the reason why I gave myself literally a full week is because in January, you get the title that's in the center, you get all the inner borders, the outer floral border, and the first one, which is Heidi. The Heidi square is literally the reason why I decided to go ahead and do that stitch along. Heidi is one of my favorites. I really hope that Pollyanna is one of them. I will literally, like, have a heart attack if Pollyanna is one of them. I really will. Those are like two of my favorite stories from whenever I was a kid. Hands down. Okay. Another thing that I'm doing this year, if you watch my other video, is there is a year-long Halloween and Christmas SAL that you can do on your own. You pick your own Halloween or Christmas patterns to stitch along throughout the entire year, a little bit every month, so that way you have plenty of stuff for whenever Halloween and Christmas comes around at the end of the year, which is something I'm really bad at. But because this month contained Whimsical Winter, I just did Halloween SAL at the very end of the month. And every month I've put the Halloween SAL as the last few days of the month because every other month contains how many days? 31. What day is Halloween? The 31st. I'm that weirdo. Everything is symbolism with me. So for my Halloween SAL from the 29th to the 31st, I'm going to be working on Halloween Town. And mainly also because I'm this close to finishing Christmas Town. Like this close. This close. Was that the one that I was supposed to show you an update on? Is that why it's right here? Maybe not. I don't know. Anyways, Halloween Town. This is where I'm at with my Halloween Town. I have not worked at all on clue number, was that 2 or 3? Was the bakery clue 2 or 3? I don't remember, but that's where I'm at. Right here. But I love it on this fabric, and I did that because I guess I'll just show you my Christmas Town. I'm not working on Christmas Town in January, but I have it right next to me, and I'm almost done. Like, I'm almost done with it. That's where I'm at on my Christmas Town. Almost done with it. Like, all that I have left is like the house basically, and the dark green for the other tree. But I'm literally almost done. I have like browns. But I wanted these to be kind of similar, and so, and if you remember, whenever I did restart this in like October or November, I think it was October, I originally started this on some sparkly tan fabric, but I didn't know that there was going to be a bottom thing, so it wasn't going to be tall enough. I had plenty on each side for it to be 4 parts long, but not 4 parts tall. So I didn't have too much done, so I went ahead and just restarted it, and I threw away my original. I didn't know what to do with it. But I wanted them to be kind of similar, so that's why I got a darker blue, so that way it'd be kind of like Halloween night, a little mysterious. So that's what I'm going to work on for my Halloween stitch along for the month of January. I'm pretty excited about this upcoming year. I'm not doing any zero craft swaps. Dobby and I might decide to do our personal swap this year. We keep on pushing it back for all different, like, personal various reasons. So it just kind of depends on what happens, but it might be at, like, the end of the year if we do. So, that is my January plans. You all know I'll keep you informed on how much I got done, if I got to finish, all those things, where I'm at with things. So, stay tuned to that. I hope everyone had a wonderful New Year's Eve. Me, myself, chilled. It hasn't happened yet, but I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to be chilling at the house by myself and possibly stitching, but if I'm not stitching, I'm probably going to be watching The Office and drinking cat wine. Because I love cat wine. So, I'm going to be by myself with my cats and my dog. I'm not a very exciting person, guys. Anyways, I hope that all of y'all have a great and safe New Year's. Please be safe. I can't wait to see what y'all are working on in the new year. A giveaway video is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And I will talk to y'all later. God bless.